Hi there, I'm Goradia. I received a request to talk about how to heal from a breakup, and specifically in the context of wanting to remain friends with your ex. Very possible to do this. So, with breakups, this loss of attachment that we had with a person, we're going to feel a host of emotions. We're going to feel, the grief, the heart-wrenching pain. We might feel some powerlessness, worthlessness, all these very vulnerable emotions. And depending on our capacity to be with these emotions, we might have some defensive cover emotions, anger, anxiety, until we can sink and slowly process that through. And that's going to take time. So we want to make sure that we're owning what came up for us and our emotions and really seeing that as our own. And it can be confusing in a relationship when two people's nervous systems are involved, and breakups are never fun. It's something where misunderstandings could have been there, and we're trying to figure out what is mine, what is theirs, and we really want to be sorting these things out. And that's going to take some time to process. You can do that through journaling, through talking it out with a friend or a counselor, but make sure you're feeling. Also, it's very tempting to want to go eat the ice cream, and that's okay too. But then in moments where you can handle it, try to just go into the body and try to just feel, just allow the feelings to be there. Trust that your body's trying to free you from the pain. So as much as we were attached to somebody is how much we are going to grieve. And if we have a history of trauma, of loss, breakups are going to feel that much more painful. If we have a history of a profound death of a loved one when we were a child, a breakup might feel like somebody died again in our lives. And so we want to understand the greater context. It might not just be a breakup in this present moment that we're feeling. It might be pulling up all sorts of prior wounds. So we want to really get support and help for that. And keep feeling things through as much as you can. And you can use a lot of the techniques we've talked about here. If it's getting overwhelming, do some of the resourcing techniques. Link the physical resourcing video up here. Try to calm down and get into the body in that way. And then there's lots of ways that you can just identify physically the feelings in the body and then just focus on one at a time. So that's titration. I'll put that here. And so if I'm feeling, my throat, my chest, my stomach, I'll just go to the throat. Be like, I'm just going to focus on this one and just try to feel it through. And then we've talked about with the throat, if there's something lodged here, you can try saying things that were left unsaid, maybe something you don't want to say to hurt the person, but something that you just kind of need to get out. You can do that on your own and just feel it through physically as you're doing it, and then just retest the feeling. Now, when I think of the breakup, how much is left here? And then if that plateaus out after a certain point, maybe you just need to sit with this, give it permission to be there, allow it, just feel it through. Maybe then it comes up as tears. Maybe the pain comes through as shaking. Let yourself feel all this stuff, because a lot of times we're pushing it down without even knowing that we're doing that. So we might have an acute reaction when a breakup occurs, and feel that through. And then there might be more long-standing things that we're working through over time. Sometimes we're going to feel numb, like it doesn't even hit us until later. Sometimes it's not until that person starts seeing somebody new that then it hits us. It's really interesting how many coping mechanisms we could have around this. But you want to just see, how much was I attached? That's how much you're going to feel through. And that's different than how much did I love the person. These are two different things, and they feel very similar. They can be very confusing. But that's why I believe you can be friends with an ex if both people are extremely emotionally mature, have done their emotional work, have processed their stuff, owned their own emotions. They're not projecting unfelt, unregulated emotions onto the other person. So if both people are doing there, and there was care and there was love, you can have a breakup and you don't have the attachment the same way that was there, but you can still share the love, which was, I want you to be happy. Even if that's not with me, I want you to be happy. No matter what you do, it's an unconditional sort of love. And so you might have that with your ex, where you guys might be friends, for the rest of your lives. You guys have to figure out how practical that is in the future if you're with other partners, and if that causes tension within your new relationships. But that's a different point. That's to be kind of worked through then. But for now, if there's this breakup and you want to maintain that friendship, I really think it's possible. Now, it's not always possible for all people, and you might have to know, like, okay, in this situation, I'm going to just I have to kind of cut the ties because it's not healthy. We're not moving forward. We're not able to heal because of, we're still connected. That's why a lot of people don't really grieve until that person moves on to another person, because they're still friends. So they didn't even process the loss as deeply. So sometimes it might be we need some separation for some time to process, and then we can kind of see how a friendship would go. So these are just some ideas to start exploring, like, okay, which of these apply to me and my situation? And then you can go deeper into those. So I've got a video on grief and loss that I'll put up here, and you can kind of see, do some of those things apply for me, in regards to how much of my identity was involved in this relationship. How much did I think of myself as a we instead of an I? And however much I did that is however much I'm going to have to feel the loss of it to come back to myself. So once you can identify which of the aspects apply to your situation, then you can start to address them. So please let me know your thoughts or any questions below, and I will do my best to answer them. I don't know your specific situation, but I'll do my best to answer in general. So I hope this helps. And breakups are never easy. Just keep doing the work that you can so that you can heal and just grow from it as much as you possibly can. And that's going to help make your next relationship better. I wish you luck. I wish you peace. I'll see you next time.